What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hey, another episode of Cast Me Outside with Aaron Scholl. Today's date is Monday, January 13th, 2025, guys. You're the cheeseburger. How's everyone doing on this Monday? Monday, fun day. Monday, man. You're channeling your inner Garfield on Monday. That's what you got to do, 100%. I know I showed up. Got to work on time. Stayed up late as hell yesterday. Stayed up late as hell, like maybe 1 in the morning. Just didn't want to go to bed, even though I was freaking exhausted. I powered through my Sunday though. I did the unheard of. I did my laundry. I folded it and I put it away, all within minutes of it being done. Completely unheard of, and I didn't just do that once. I did it 4 times. I did it 4 loads of laundry. 4 loads. I haven't been able to do 4 loads since I was 18. No, that's pretty impressive load amount at any age. Even when you got the vitality. When you can just bust out loads one after the other. Whites, colors, delicates, linens. I'm pretty particular about my laundry. Laundry's a chore I will do. What type of chore? What chores won't I do? Basically, how I break down my chores is Sunday or Saturday. I have a day, and I kind of just do it. I kind of reset my space. Like, it's so hard to keep up with all the dishes and all the laundry and just everything, all the clutter. It's so hard for me to do that day in and day out. I just kind of accept. It's a cycle. We get messy and then we clean things up, and then we get messy and then we clean things up, and I kind of accept that cycle is about a week-long cycle. That's like, after about 5 days of letting it all hang out, like, it's a mess. I'm like, I look into a room and I just can feel the weight of the clutter on my soul. So I'm just like, okay, it'll make me feel better. Cleaning does make me feel better. That was always something that marijuana kind of did for me. It kind of allowed me to focus in on cleaning. So I could be freaking out kind of in my head because I smoke too much. But I can kind of channel that nervous energy into cleaning. And it feels good. And you're kind of having your high thoughts, your dumb high brain. I'm high as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Get me off this crazy ride. Yeah. Pushed through 4 loads of laundry on Sunday. Just pushed out 4 loads on Sunday. I'm gonna keep making that gross joke. A lot of my jokes are gross, people. What does that say about me? Lowbrow. Well, I got one brow, uni, and it's a lowbrow. Man, did not shave. That's the one thing about being single. She didn't like the stubble, and I agree. But for some reason, that's also something that if I'm up to my own devices, I do that once a week. I shave once a week, this is probably a little over a week, which is bad. So with my facial hair, looks like this after about a week. But the 5 o'clock shadow looks okay for about 2 days. And then it gets neck beard. I'm a genuine unibrow neck beard moron. Dumbotronic. But yeah. So that was the one thing. And then in relationship, people are like, oh, I don't want to nag you. It's like, first of all, I'm kind of a forgetful person in the short term. My short term memory. I can easily question it. It's like, yeah, hopefully that'll increase a little bit as I manage myself. But it's also something that I don't really like to do. but I want to do it. So it's like, so yeah, bro. Nag me about the things that I want to do. Nag me into the person I want to be, and I won't see it as nagging. I'll see it as like friendly reminders. I don't know. Maybe that's just me saying that in a like clear head, just in my own hypothetical situation. Like, yeah, well, in that situation, everything would work perfectly, and I wouldn't have any gripes or any like I wouldn't make any fuss about it at all. So who knows? Am I full of shit? Comment below. Are you painting this perfect hypothetical where you're the victim? And I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just trying to show up day in and day out to my own goddamn life. Cozy January. I'm doing it. I think I just kind of came to terms. I'm gonna try and be more. I'm gonna try to keep up with my video stuff, 100%, and I'm gonna try and make the education side of videoing. Like I'm going through some After Effects classes online, and I'm like 2 or 3 sessions away from finishing all like the modules for one, and I'm gonna go back and retake another one, and just so I'm like in the stream, you know. Not in the stream, but just I'm always in the process of using the tool. And you know, I like tutorials online. I did a ton of tutorialing. We had access to LinkedIn Learning through my university, and that's basically how I got into video editing. It wasn't really like, I think I made one video in my class. I had like a really weird second half of my bachelor's degree. So basically I had so many degrees. I had so many credits that I had just so many degrees. This is my degree on the wall. It's a book. That's my certificate. Handicap dog. This is what gives me the right. This is my lived experience, and it gives me the right. I had so many credits that I just kind of checked all the boxes of the like specific credits that I needed to get a degree, that I didn't really get the benefit of like studying one thing for 4 years straight to like really like get to all the deeper level classes. I like kind of just got enough classes done, like as far as progression from like the 101s to the 102s to the 103s, just to get the degree and get out. So I didn't really get like a ton of technical. I had like one technical class, and that focused mainly on audio. It was studio production, recording techniques. Sorry, trying to think if I got the title of that class right. I probably didn't. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, but so I didn't have when I got my degree, which is in media production, I didn't have a ton of higher level production classes because I kind of had so many credits. I was able just to get credits super, super fast and get out. And, you know, so I wasn't in the track long enough to really progress onto the higher level classes. But I did have lynda.com, aka LinkedIn Learning. And I did tutorials after tutorials, and LinkedIn Learning is sick. I downloaded like guitar classes. I took like photography like modules. Like they're just little video modules, and they have like downloadable stuff. I downloaded like some screenplay templates and some templates for like scripting nonfiction videos. I like the tutorial grind, and I continue to buy some of these courses. And this one it was like exactly 2 years ago. I did 2 years ago, and I did it like, I'm so like, this is such a shame. Like I kind of like I powered through, And then I just needed to really power through for like 2 more weeks to get my certificate. And I just kind of dicked off like with 3 weeks left. But like, luckily you have it for your whole life, that access to those resources. So I'm going back in, and I'm at like the final 10% now, and it feels good. And it's also like a little bit like reinforces like how stupid the decision was not to go all the way through, just because it's like the answers were there. Like if I wanted to do it like a week behind, hand things in a week behind, like all they went through the homework assignments. Like I was like, it's so dumb of me not to be able to complete these things, because there was really nothing standing in my way from like copying and pasting if I wanted to, and I'm okay with learning that way, like kind of doing the hands-on thing, and I don't have to be perfect at it at first. I can accept some help. But yeah, it was all the answers were there, and I just didn't hand the things in. Just kind of gave up because it was too difficult. That's something that I'm kind of noticing. Like with the clips I mentioned in an episode that I'm going to post later. Oh, I'm forgetting. I forgot to export that. Yesterday's episode for today. I realized the naming is confusing as fuck. So the name is the day I recorded on. That's what I title the episodes. Let's probably just do numbers. I don't know. See, there's not enough like topics. So I'm fine with kind of just being like, oh, this is kind of like my daily video journal podcast wannabe. But yeah, like I think I get so burnt out with things by the time I'm like done with them, even though they're not like finished to my standards. I'm just done. And I'm just like, okay, send it as is. And it's okay because I actually get things done, or I get that sense of it's off my plate. I did my best. Now let's move on to the next thing. But also it's like you look back and you're like, there's one little mistake that you probably knew about, but you let slide. It's like that's starting to not sit well with me. And today I was about to post a clip where sometimes when it renders, there's some type of glitch where it'll render a black frame. So your video is like strobing between the video and black. Like that's an extreme example. Usually it's just like one frame in an entire video, and it's like if you were paying attention, you would notice that. Like there's a good chance like people wouldn't notice it, depending on like if they blinked at the right time. But yeah, there was one or two of those frames in this week's clip, or today's clip, where yesterday's clip, there were so many that I had to fix it. This one, there was one or two, and I posted it, and I did some stuff, and I was gonna post it on TikTok, and then I watched it again, and I noticed it right away, and I was like, I can't do this, and I went back in, and when I went back in, it was perfectly fine in the timeline. It wasn't like sometimes the problems in the timeline, sometimes the problems in the render. So that problem was just in the render. So I just had to re-render it. I didn't have to do any cutting or video editing, and I fixed it, and it's up there. And I went back and I cleaned it up. And that's a step in the right direction of like taking care, having standards, trying to deliver a quality product. It's so bad. My joke is like with everything I post is like, try to find the typo because there's one there. It's like, and sometimes I even know, but depending on what phase that typo came up in the project, I might have let it slide. Like every time I post something in my mind, I'm like, just try and find the typo. And then what's crazy is now people will purposely put typos. They're engagement farming. So you put one kind of obvious mistake or not so obvious mistake, but it's there, and you let people tell you about it. And them telling you about it, that's a comment. That's huge. That's engagement. And then other people, and other people commenting on that comment. It's like, so people will purposely put mistakes in their content to get a reaction, so they can farm. They're farming a reaction. They're like priming you or goading you. I don't know how to put it, but yeah, sneaky. And I wonder if someone just messed up and posted something spelled wrong, and it got more like it blew up. It got like, this is actually a technique I did, and then like, oh yeah, that video blew up. Too bad you spelled there wrong. It's like, no, actually, I spelled there wrong on purpose. That's my marketing genius. It's like Gary Vee gives you a medal. Oh yeah, Monday, man. We're in and out. I hope I finished one or two ideas there with the. But yeah, I'm re igniting my love for tutorials. Not even my love for tutorials. I'm doing them to do them, and maybe I do like 2 or 3 hours a week of tutorials. But that's huge. That's practicing your skill on top of the practical editing, where you're like always, from doing like the same process over and over again, you're like always kind of figuring out little tweaks to make it more efficient, getting a little more comfortable, and it's great. Like today I linked writing captions in on your cell phone with your thumbs. Like that's so annoying and it's so hard. It takes like a lot of effort to pound that out. Whereas like you have a keyboard, oh, there's your caption. So what did I do? I just shared it to my Google Drive. I just started accessing a Google Drive with all the captions, and go right in there, copy and paste it, go right there in there on the phone, and then copy and paste it. And boom, now you're not typing a million captions with your thumbs. It was like, just like little things that, yeah, I could have figured that out the first time. But it's like, they're just coming to light as I do the processes over and over again, like getting a little bit more systematic with it. So yeah, it felt good that I went and fixed those mistakes. I should hold myself to a higher standard. I think it's like I said, I get burnt out with a project and I'm just ready to go on to the next one. Because that's kind of how I operate. I operate kind of on novelty. So that's the hard thing. Just keeping things new and staying consistent. I think I kind of accepted. I don't know if accept is the right word. I think I kind of accepted that. Maybe I'll like do 6 weeks of content creation and then take a week off, and then 6 weeks of content creation and take a week off, because like it just kind of worked out that way with Christmas and the holidays. I kind of had to take a week off because I was building a backlog like for 4 or 5 weeks before Christmas, and that's always the scariest, because like in my mind I didn't want to take a week off. I like half started the process for these clips, and I just kind of had to abandon a podcast that I recorded to clip. But I got back on that horse, and I'm back to doing stuff. And it's also hard just trying to do all this stuff with comedy too. I want to like. This is Aaron Scholl Comedy is the YouTube page that this is on. It's like, try to have 1 or 2 funny moments in here. Goddamn. It was Aaron Scholl's ADD Life channel is what it is. Which there are a lot of people who, that's their niche, is helping people with ADD or having ADD themselves and telling their experience. And I like... That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I don't know if that's for me. I think I have found what's for me, which is comedy, which is a really hard thing to do. I don't know if it's time to kind of be a starving artist for a couple years. Like I saved up some money, like just go to a bigger city and be a starving artist. Yeah. So my but in the name of Cozy January, staying in, doing more video stuff, sacrificing the Monday mic. Um, see how it goes. See how it goes, because it does suck to not be getting the reps in on something. Like, I do love stand up comedy, so it's hard. So I'm burping up the fish oil, guys. The fish oil came. Not bad. I got lemon flavored fish oil. It has a little bit less um, of it's a DHA and EPA. That's the types of fatty acids that are good, that are like, that I'm like specifically targeting. It has like a good amount of both, not quite enough. But for some of these, a little bit's better than none. And it's gotta be. So I'm just gonna take one teaspoon. Or I might do a tablespoon. It says to do a teaspoon, and it's oil, so it has that oily consistency that like kind of sticks around. My technique worked perfectly, and my technique was to heat up some frozen veggies, and then butter, salt them, and then add the fish oil to that, and then just eat it. So it's just like lemony, oily corn. It's actually it's actually good. Salt, a little salt and pepper and butter. It's a lot easier to swallow than the kimchi. And I got a bite of kimchi, so I did the god stack. I think the foundational stack of it all is the fish oils, kimchi, alpha GPC, L-tyrosine, and L-theanine. I got them. I have all the ingredients, and today is the first day that I did them all. I will say my mood's like amazing. We have like a carousel bathroom. So basically, there's an indoor and an outdoor for the bathroom. And it's always so annoying when you're going with the flow of traffic, but someone it's just is going back because they think it's easier. They're going back through the entrance. So it's like, dude, yeah, you're plugging up the work. And like, yeah, it's like, you're clogging this shit up, man. You're clogging up the bathroom. You probably just clogged the bathroom. Now you're clogging up the walkway. You're just a walking clog. I do walking clogs. And usually that bugs me. Usually I have like a little self mutter into my like internal dialogue where I'm like, use the goddamn right door. And today someone was doing it, and I didn't. I was chill. I definitely am in a better mood all around. Especially given like the major changes, and I kind of thought about just the weird state of my ex relationship, and I think I'm just gonna do the right thing and move on and not entangle. Like maybe check in here or there, but as far as like physically getting together to hang out, that's not good. It's not good for my growth. It's not good for her growth. So do the hard thing. Just if urges come out to talk to someone, or just handle them yourself. I will be handling all of my urges myself. I will not ask for help. This is an awkward conversation you have in HR. Are you asking people to help you with your urges again? It's like, well, you're fired. I thought everybody got one. No, they don't. So yeah, and surprisingly, like, I know I'm gonna rudiment on it. I know I'm gonna brood on it and stew, and hopefully that won't last more than a couple weeks. Because that the mojo's been flowing. I think I'm like kind of big enough. I was always a skinny guy, but now that I'm like above 190, I'm a big tall guy. Girls like big tall guys, but I'm not like a big tall fat guy. Like I got pudge for sure, but I'm a big tall guy, but I look, you know. I've been fit recently. Within the past year I've been fit. So that's fit. That's fit. It's crazy how fast fitness goes away. Yeah, dude. Oh, of course the only thing that I lifted like, with any little bit of weight is sore. My upper chest is sore from the incline press, so that feels good. I got today was a big Amazon day. Not only did the fish oil come, the micro scoopers for the no pept came for the new pept. So I'm gonna be on that mystery chemical. I've kind of decided that I'm only gonna take that on the weekends. One, so I don't build up a tolerance, and two, because I don't need. My job is brain dead. If the supplements I'm taking are keeping my motivation and my mood up and I feel good, that's all I need. I don't need to be uh, um on some new level of focus that I've never been on before at my day job. I just need to be professional and on time and a positive attitude. That's all I need to be at work. I need to do my best, show up on time, and be professional. That's all I have to do. I don't need to be, like I said, on some superhuman level of focus. So yeah, and I got the little scoopers for that. Super pumped. I'll take that on the weekend, see how it goes. I got all the computer parts. The computer parts are here. I need to take the time to build the computer, so that's going to be amazing. I really want to make a video about comparison. I'm just thinking, and the only thing that's holding me back on that is that I want to take the drive out of this computer. So I feel like anything I want to test, like with the current hardware, the drive with the operating system, I want to take it out of my old rig. So anything that I want to test that from using the computer, I'm going to have to do that first before I build and really get the other one up and running. Yeah, man, I know it's hard. It's so podcasting or talking on camera. It is hard because I listen to podcasts, and if they pause for 3 seconds, I'm like, "What? Did you die? Did I accidentally hit pause?" It's like, no, you're just a human processing thoughts and having a conversation with 3 seconds of dead air. But as a listener who's like not watching it, or like especially if it's one that I'm not watching, I'm just listening to, I'm like, oh gosh, is something wrong? And I pause a lot. So, hey man, we're growing, we're learning. I've been this is kind of my shit posting, which is good. But this is it, guys. This is base camp. I feel like I gathered all of my equipment, and I wrote down my map. I gathered my equipment. Sorry, I wrote down my map. I'm at base camp. I see the mountain ahead of me, and this mountain's going to take 10 years to climb. Can I stay the course? Of course, we'll have airdrops of other supplies and we'll regroup and everything. But this really feels like I'm back at baseline, but in an elevated way, in a way that's not gonna get tangled up or pulled down or led astray by like my past flaws. Like today we're well equipped. We've talked to the Sherpas, and they're going to guide us up the mountain. And gonna talk to my inner Sherpa, and I'm excited because you know what I think it really is. It's just that I feel good. That's what it is. I feel good in a way that is that feels like a solid foundation. So it's good to feel good. I feel like that's all I've ever wanted. Obviously, it's like you're fighting entropy, so it's a constant battle. And once I get like a little bit of mobility, a little bit of like stretching and yoga, a little bit of weightlifting, a little bit of cardio, like get my body feeling good. I'm all lubed up with fish oil. Ooh. It's like my phone's just like it just sounds like a bunch of straw being stepped on. But hey, okay, guys, this has been another. And I sat down, I cranked out this episode. My ADHD mind is running all over the place. But that's it for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Cast Me Outside with Aaron Scholl. I've been your host, Aaron Scholl. It's been a lot of fun, but we're done. Gotta run. Thank you this time for your time. And until next time, keep on living and loving. Peace.